Does it say we're live? It says we're live.
Oh
Greetings,
man,
salutations. Rube Great here.
what's going on, man? It's your boy AlphaPSIzed, man. Along with Rube the Great, man. Gonna have a good discussion today. Let's go. Let's
Oh,
talk about it.
yes.
Uh,
Okay, so th- Marcus and I haven't done a live stream in quite a while. I haven't done
yeah,
live streaming much on my channel. I've been doing a
yeah,
bunch of other stuff, and we've been just working and doing all kinds of things. So
yeah,
trying to reliven my channel, if you will, with some stuff, but I'm trying to bring in some different things. And
yeah,
I like the podcasting thing, but I love live streaming, talking with people because I love to see that the reaction to somebody's face. If you say something like
yeah.
y'all can't see how we react,
Right, right,
y'all just hear laughter, but y'all don't really hear like, oh, what happened? What happened? Because there's a behind the scenes stuff. So
yeah,
I like to see reactions of people. I love that shock factor. And Marcus is a good friend of mine. So
yeah,
I didn't get a chance to put his link in the description, but it will be when I finish uploading this or when it finishes uploading. Go check
for sure.
him out.
Yeah,
Check out Rigby's advice.
yeah, man.
I want some royalties for that for coming up with Rigby's advice.
Yeah. Let's see, man. I had you talk to my agent on that one, man.
Is the agent the actual fox or is it the
It may
raccoon?
be. You never know, man. You just never know, man. But
So before we get in, while people are coming in, Marcus, how are you doing? Because you're now on break now. You're on winter break,
yeah,
which
man.
your little mini summer vacay and
Yeah,
away
man.
from these kids. I know you love the kids, but how does it feel to be away from the kids?
Man, it feels awesome, man. The kids are great, man. You know what I'm saying? It makes the job is more meaningful, teaching and all that, man. But I will tell you, it will rack your nerves a little bit, man. So it's good to get a little chance to woosah, you know what I'm saying? Get a chance to just relax a little bit, spend time with family and friends, and catch some movies, man, which is why we're here, man, to catch some movies and talk about, what's going on in the world of superhero and all of these things that's coming out, man, for this Christmas break. So I'm definitely excited about it, man.
I can tell you this: when it comes
Yeah,
to movies is something I've always been into, and it's not just
yeah,
like watching the movies, but
yeah,
it's the movie magic.
yeah.
I used to watch HBO's behind the scenes when they used to have the
Right.
little 30-minute block, and they
Yeah.
showed you how they made the movie. And
Awesomeness.
I loved arguing with people about this because I always bring this up. Everybody talks about the movie Four Brothers, which is one of the movies I love. I love the movie Four
Okay.
Brothers,
Okay. Yeah, it was a good
and
one.
I always tell people, yeah, there were certain spots shot in Detroit, but I'm like, but most of that was shot in Toronto. Like, nah, they showed this in Detroit. Like, nah, I said that whole shootout scene in front of the house, that was
Yeah.
inside a building. That wasn't outside. That was inside a building. And like how lit it was. I'm like, I love that movie magic.
Yeah.
And going into the movie magic, this is what I'm talking about with AQUAMAN is one thing I didn't like.
Let's talk about
Damn, damn near that whole movie was shot in front of a green screen. You can tell it was shot in front of the green screen. Even when they're at the dock, when his dad is sitting out there waiting on that aqua booty to come out, he waiting for her coming out. First of all, for him to be waiting that long, because in this movie, Jason Momoa was like maybe 30 years old, so
yeah.
he's been away from his aqua booty for about 20 years. So he went 20 years without that. See, that's some superior wet for him to wait 20 years for that. Granted, it is Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
even that whole scene right at the dock, it's a green screen.
Okay, so let me stop you there. Because let's talk about this. Because you talk about green screens. You know what I'm saying? It's this movie, it's a little movie that came out earlier this year called, what was the name of that? The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book came out. The entire movie was CGI. Okay? The entire movie was CGI. You know what I'm saying? Aquaman first off, the CGI was spectacular. It needed to be nominated for an Oscar, and it was snubbed on that. But the visual effects team did a great job, man. It didn't matter. I still want to go there. I want to go to where the green screen was. Ruben, I wanted to go to where the green screen was because it was dope. You know what I'm saying? That scene when they were like in the Sahara or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They go out in the desert. That was dope. I knew some green screen in there, but I didn't care because it looked so dope. Man, whatever in, what was it, Sicily?
Yeah.
That jump was beautiful, my guy. Like that joke was dope. Like the scene was dope, man. So I mean, the visuals. I might have to disagree with you just a tad bit, man. Atlantis, aka Under the Sea, Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid with muscles. That mug was dope, man. It was the movie was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful looking movie, man.
Dude, okay, yes. The graphics were questionable at a lot of parts. Okay. It was very questionable at this part, that part, this part, that part. Okay, so I mean, underwater looked beautiful.
Yeah.
The way they did the graphics for underwater, because and I want somebody to argue with me. I even don't talk about the graphics. I want somebody to argue with me like that's not what they'll look like underwater. How the fuck do you know what it would look like underwater? You ain't there. You don't know where Atlantis is.
Yeah. I feel that
it looked dope.
It looked dope, man. And I feel like when you think about, like, I used to watch the Discovery Channel like all the time as a kid. And so they would talk about the ocean and animals that live on the ocean and how they could see, like, you know what I'm saying, the ones that had like different types of eyes or whatever, how they could see in the depths and the dark. So I thought that was kind of cool how they made, you know what I'm saying, the Atlanteans had that same, characteristics and stuff like that. And so I imagine that's probably what it would look like to them. It wouldn't look like that to us. But to them, it's probably what it would look like Avatar underwater or something. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
it was cool.
It had a lot of elements because, first of all, as soon as they showed, like, as soon as they went under and they went to Atlantis and they showed all the sparkling lights and everything, I started singing Under the Sea. Yeah. I really did. Like, and my boy Derek was sitting next to me and he's getting pissed off because throughout the whole movie, I'm naming other movies that this was copied.
This is coming from. Yeah, I mean, I see that. It's almost like they took elements from different movies. The good movies also. Every movie they took something from was a good movie. And so you take enough good things from here and there, you put it together, it's going to end up being a good movie. The funniest thing to me was that I felt like James Wan, the director, you know what I'm saying, he knew what he was doing. Like, he knew what property he had. And he said, you know what? I'm going to make this movie as, silly, but yet, superhero-esque as possible. When I saw the octopus playing the drums, bro, I was like, this is hilarious. I said, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is hilarious.
That is an Easter egg. That is a nod back to Super Friends. That throws back. I was like,
I was happy about that, man.
Okay, it had elements of just about every movie. Like when they first showed up and they're in Atlantis and there's like they got this. First of all, they had the bridge, and I was like, "Is that Asgard?" Yeah, it was. Because I was like, "Is that the Rainbow Bridge to the Asgard?" And then, but what tripped me out was I was waiting for Trump to come out because they had their own border patrol. They called it Border Patrol, and I was like, "Atlantis got Mexicans?" I didn't know they had those. Like, it was just like they got border patrol. Like, they built a wall. They built a wall. Damn it!
And the thing that's funny about it is that the wall didn't go. I mean, you're already underwater, and so for you to have a wall. I mean, could you just swim above it? Like, I didn't know if it was something that would keep you from getting in. Or what? How does that work? I didn't know how that worked.
You just went high enough and turned and like you were right.
I don't know.
There was no dome. There was no Wakandan dome over it.
I don't know. So it did have, as you mentioned, Wakanda. It did have that Black Panther feel, especially I'm not coming into Atlantis, but I mean, it was so dope. I mean, you can't really not like that. It was a dope scene when Black Panther first went into, you know what I'm saying, broke through the shield. Oh, that was cool. So coming into Atlantis, seeing it be like all colorful and bright. I said, okay, I get the Black Panther reference. You know what I'm saying? I got the Indiana Jones reference, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Searching around, finding little clues. It was several movies, man. But it was, in a sense, I like the fact that it was a superhero movie with its typical superhero isms, but it was different. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you didn't take yourself too seriously, but you was able to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes. And Jason Momoa is probably the perfect person for this right now. I always said when I said Aquaman, I never believed Aquaman was this white dude with blonde hair. No offense to anybody, but I never believed blonde hair, blue eyes. That was Aquaman.
Talking about like his stepbrother or half brother, Ocean Master.
Yeah. So now, if you remember, Ocean Master was in The Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
He was Night Owl.
Yeah, he was
I
not
saw
out.
that. I saw that, and I was like, "What the hell happened here?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? What is this?" So I was like, okay, that's dope. That's dope. You got him to
Yeah.
come in here. He's in another DC movie. Then
Yeah.
it was nice to see Willem Dafoe as
William.
on the good side.
Instead of
it
being
was like
Green Goblin. He's still Green Goblin.
Yeah,
Every time I see him, I think Green Goblin, man. I can't get past that.
Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. You got Amber Heard in here, and then it was just there was just something like different elements that they were taking. First of all, the fight for the throne was just like Black Panther. Then you had it was in an arena just like Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And then it
had fire around like Lion King. No,
yes, I said that. I was like, isn't this the ending of Lion King? I was saying this like my boy Derek was pissed off at me for saying all this stuff because I'm just like, that's Lion King. Like, that's Simba and Scar going at it? Yep. Lion King.
All great movies though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was all great movies, man. It was all great movies.
And
but the fight underwater though. Go ahead.
Hold on. Oh wait, the fight underwater was pretty dope. Hold on. And another movie they took from was when they were in Sicily. The soldiers were stormtroopers because they couldn't hit. They couldn't hit shit. I'm like, are these fucking stormtroopers? Like, what are y'all shooting at? Like, she's right there. She's right there, and you hit nothing. Like, he's running under the roof of everything. Like, he's like, just jump.
Oh, yeah, in that scene when it was like, now I would tell you, this was a dope scene. Like, she was running across like the rooftops, and then they like zoomed out. Yeah, that reminded me of Bad Boys 2 when they was when they was driving through like that little village or whatever, and they were like coming down all the things. I said that's exactly what that scene, that wide shot, it reminded me of. But
no, that was I'm not sure if they did that with the just the camera, or if that was a part of special effects, but that was a dope. I was like, that's dope.
Nice. I said that's nice right there, man.
The intro though, when Nicole Kidman was fighting.
Yeah.
Like that when they did the whole one long shot and they were just going around. I'm like, I was like, bruh, this is dope. Yeah.
I said the action kicked off. The action like, boom. I'm gonna tell you my only gripe, because I put this in my my comments on Facebook, but I was like, I got one gripe about how all the action scenes started. And then and Ruben, tell me if I'm wrong on this. Every time there was a sentimental moment. Every time somebody had a regular moment, you know what I'm saying, there was an explosion. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yes. Every time it got good. Boom.
Like, where the fuck are these bombs coming from? Like, I can't just show up.
Yeah, it was just boom.
Like, show up and surround them. No, let's get the bomb as close to them as possible. They blew a hole in dude's wall at the beginning right next to the door.
Yeah.
Kick the door down, then walk in. No, let's blow a door-like opening next to the door. And that was a perfect rectangle. Like, oh, come on. That perfectly right there. Like, come on. Door's right there.
So that was my only. I said, man, every time we get, and then like whoever, like I said, when they made the sound effects like extra loud. Like you feel like he was in there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. Like
if you didn't notice, when they were underwater, they changed some of the way the sound was. Yeah, it made it sound like you were underwater. I was like, I gotta go back and watch this. I gotta go back and watch that in IMAX because I want to hear that, dude. I was like, this is actually real. Okay, the special effects was hit or miss in certain spots. I love the underwater fight scene, especially at the end in the third act when they had when he brought all the fish.
Dog, when I tell you when they were like on that boat and they were like getting ready to, you know, when the trench was like getting on the boat and then I got another gripe about this scene.
Go ahead.
I was like, I said, this is amazing, dog. I was like, the way it looked, I was just like, oh my god, like that's what happened. Like they took all the elements from all these other movies, maybe, but they took it to another level. Like this movie was the scale was just grander. You know what I'm saying? Like like it was just a grander scale of. I was like, dog, this is awesome.
Hold on. They were trying to go to the trench, the whatever, the sea of whatever those are over there. Okay, if they can swim so fast underwater, why were they on boat?
Yep, I thought about that also as well.
I was like, I get it. I was like, I get it. You know, save a little money, don't put them under. I'm like, they both can swim and breathe underwater. Why are they on this boat?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever happened where he needed to heal, that's why they got on the boat. after he healed, then maybe I could see how they could have just swam there. But I don't know. I don't know if the storm above water affects how stuff is underwater. I don't know. But they ended up swimming anyway because they had to jump in there anyway. So I don't know. So yeah, that is a very good point. Very good point.
Now when he went down there to get the trident and everything, that had elements of Clash of the Titans with Medusa.
Yes, Clash of the Titans, and also Avatar once more.
Yes,
think about it, because Avatar. Remember, the main point of Avatar was like whoever can ride this huge, thing or whatever would be the party. He showed up on that mug. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end, oh, this is exactly like this. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool, man. I like the fact that also though. I give Jason Momoa his credit on this part, or the writers, or whoever, because when I guess the creature asked him, like, man, who are you? He was pretty much dissing him, like, man, you half human, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And he admitted to it, like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to say, trying to save these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may be this, or I may be that, but look, man, like, everything's gonna be messed up if I don't get this trident. So just help me help you, like, help me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. He showed vulnerability in that moment. He wasn't your typical hero, man. And I guess it kind of got me to thinking, you know what, like all superhero things have in common. Every superhero that actually has powers has moments like that, right? But everyone that's like a human has like arrogant type deals going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like the flip, it's like the reverse. Like if you have superpowers, you question everything. But if you don't have superpowers, you get just arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Like Batman, Iron Man, you know what I'm saying? Green Arrow. Everybody just thinks I can do whatever. But if you Superman, you question your place in the world. If you're Aquaman, I don't know if I belong here, if I belong there. You know what I'm saying? But,
right. I get that.
It's a typical superhero arc, man. So it was good.
Yeah. How did they know that armor was supposed to fit him? Like he just comes out in the old school Aquaman. I was like,
that one was so player though. The posing, the superhero posing was so fresh in this movie. So many screensavers, dude. Like,
I looked at that. I was like, wait a minute. That stuff been sitting down there for centuries. How does he know that fits him?
The funny thing about it is, like, I didn't even see that, like, like the guy that was holding, like, the trident or whatever. Like, I'm like, I don't see this armor on him. Like, I saw armor, but I didn't see, like, the one that Aquaman had on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, did the trident give him that armor? Like, was that like something going on?
Right.
Or like
exactly. Like he just comes out. Like, was there a tailor down there? Or something? How long was he down there to get this custom made armor?
Yeah, they're like, yo, man, we gonna hook you since you finally got it, man. We gonna hook you up with the finest of seashell armor, bro. Like
where'd this come from? I mean, I was glad to see him ride the seahorse, the whale, the shark, and all this other stuff and everything. And they made play. They even openly said something about using the scene from Pinocchio, because he even openly said it. I was like, you took all these elements. That end scene where they took another part from Clash of the Titans when they released the Kraken. That big dope monster at the end, right before he shows up, it was like he comes out of the lava or whatever. He's just screaming. I was like, the Kraken? Did they release the Kraken? But it was like, and this is, maybe you didn't notice this. Maybe when you see it again, you'll notice it. Well, when Ocean Master puts that little visor thing on his face, and he looks back at Willem Dafoe when he does something, and he moves his brow, and the mask move with his brow. I'm like, how the hell did that do? Like it was right here, and you see it. Like he makes a stern look, and it moves down like over his eyes, like he was. I'm like, how the hell did do that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was paying attention way too close because it was like right to his face, and he was like, and he looked down, I'm like, what the hell? Like that's not how that works.
Yeah, you have a mask on. The mask doesn't move how your face moves. So yeah, that's I want to check that out this time, man. That's interesting, man.
Yeah, I was like, that was one little detail they went too far on.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like that's how I gave it the rating I gave it, because I really felt like the movie was pretty cool, man. Like I had a good time with it. I know there were some typical superhero isms or whatever. Oh, I will say this though. Let's talk about this Black Manta character.
Oh yes, that was my. That was. I'm glad you brought it up, because I was.
let's do that, because I had high hopes for this. You know what I'm saying? I had high hopes for Black Manta, man, and I felt like they either because the actor that's playing Black Manta is a good actor, so I know that he's a good actor. So I'm like, I don't know if this was like I don't know how they wrote it, if they didn't want him to be, they didn't want him to stand out too much because it wasn't like about him per se, but it was some stuff going on, man. That first scene, man. Now I do like how they built that up. Like I do like the concept of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh snap, I'll be pissed off too. You know what I'm saying? Like right. I'll be pretty drove too if this happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But he just wasn't as cold as he should have been in this movie, man. You know, so I was like, okay, maybe it's on point. Maybe it's on purpose for him to not be there yet. You know what I'm saying? So
it was different things that first of all, and I liked him as an actor, especially when I first noticed him as an actor in the Get Down.
Yeah, and
I knew he was a good actor. And when they picked him up, when they picked him for Black Manta, I was like, oh, this is gonna be dope. I'm like, wait a minute, Black Manta's gonna come dancing down the ocean and so. But that opening scene when they were talking, when they were going through that, and his daddy ends up being the dude from Soul Food. I was like, right. Oh, that's I was like, that's your daddy. Yeah. Like, but.
He never plays a good guy either. Like no matter what movie he is, he is. I'm like, yeah, you typecast for life, like, bruh, you can't be a good. No, yeah.
like you in a DC movie, that's cool. You in a DC movie, yeah. You a superhero movie, they can get some decent money out of it. That's cool.
Yeah.
The DVD sales are gonna do good. But I'm like, bruh, you were like you shot a grenade at Aquaman. Yeah. And then you got mad because he didn't save you. Dude, you shot a fucking grenade.
Yeah.
He ain't gotta save you.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, so now I made an enemy because I chose not to say. I'm like, bro, he shot a grenade at you. You had every reason to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do. Black Manta was severely underplayed in this and underused, underutilized, under everything. Yeah. he should, but it gives us more for later on because you got to think of all the DCEU, what they have. You still got Black Manta alive. You still got Lex Luthor alive. You still got Deathstroke that's alive. You still got some other people they need to bring in. And from what I'm getting at, and this is tripping me out, the DCEU is a continuation of the Batman movies from 20 years ago, not the Dark Knight series.
So what you talking about? You talking about from what you call it? What's his name? Michael Keaton Batman?
Yes. It's supposed to be a continuation of that Batman. I was like, that kind of makes sense because in Justice League they brought out the Batman theme and used it. They even brought in the Easter egg when he was talking about, last time we only had to worry about, remote control bomb penguins or some shit like that.
Yeah, and he did have remote control bomb penguins in there.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So they were talking about that, or whatever they, But so I was like, if that's a continuation of that storyline, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
because that's then use that theme as much as you want, but if they would have been,
I feel like there was a plot hole in there somewhere, man. I got a few other sidebars, but you kind of made me think about something else. But somewhere along the line, that Justice League movie and Aquaman had some inconsistencies because in the Aquaman movie he had never been to Atlantis, but yet in the Justice League movie, he had already met Mira. You know what I'm saying? They talked in a little bubble. Injustice.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So,
I did bring that up. I did bring it up to some people because I said that I was like, he met her before. She's already been in the Justice League. He's already been down there. Now they're bringing up the fact that he helped the Justice League. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and so like, did he not go to Atlantis, or did he just meet with her, but he didn't go all the way to Atlantis? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know where they were going with that, but. I will say that I like the way that Aquaman is kind of steering the DC, DCEU in the right direction because they got that new guy over everything. Like they got their Kevin Feige person, you know what I'm saying? His name is William Hermada or something like that. And so he's like over their, productions and everything like that now. So it's like with Aquaman being, a hit already, and then Shazam coming up next. And then you're going to have that new Wonder Woman, which is supposed to like reset everything in its own little flashpoint type way also. So it's supposed to like undo some stuff and redo some things. So if that's tied to what you were talking about it going back and back to the old Batman and kind of continuation of that, then that'll be a good direction to go in, because her story is set in 84. You know what I'm saying? 1984, the new Wonder Woman. So it should be interesting to see how it all kind of links up and how they try to resolve this issue. I just hope they get the consistent actors, man. I just rather bring Henry Cavill back. You know what I'm saying? Just bring them back. Just keep. I mean, because they're close. Like they can, if they just have all the rest of the pieces, man, it would be straight.
No, you know what? I say go with somebody else besides Henry Cavill, because this dude, this motherfucker here, and he earned the title motherfucker here because he didn't want to shave his facial hair, so we had to get CGI lips from Superman that looked fake throughout the whole thing. I'm like, because that was the first thing I noticed in the very beginning of the movie. He's talking, I'm like, why is his lips looking like that?
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was in the movie. Did they not use him or something? Like, he was at all the press release. Where was he at? And then I found out afterwards he didn't want to shave his mustache and his beard for some other role. And I was like, really? You didn't want to shave your mustache because you're Superman? Like, first of all, if you put me out there and I am Superman, hey, I'll grow my hair out however you need to grow it out. I'll shave this beard off. This beard
and I'm thinking, wouldn't it just been easier for him to get a prosthetic mustache? You know what I'm saying? For the other movie, you could just shave. Like, I was like, come on, man. They got all kinds of ways to make stuff look real now. You know what I'm saying?
It would have made more sense. It would have made more sense seeing how he was only there at the beginning if they would have brought Superman back and have him as bearded Superman. That would have made more sense. He returned. He comes back and that's his natural facial hair. Like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. Let it be.
Yeah.
That's why they CGI'd his mouth, because he's bearded Superman. Makes sense. Thank you. That makes sense. But no, it doesn't. DC is losing so much clout that they have because they're trying to catch up with Marvel instead of trying to just coincide with Marvel.
They need, and that's what I do like about the way that Aquaman is, because I feel like they're trying to, like, now they realize, okay, Marvel been doing their thing for 10 years. We gonna let them do their thing. We need to just focus on our good products that we have. Make sure every movie is within its own right, good, and then we can try to do that part later, because like they got that Joker movie coming out on the side. I think it's gonna be legit, man. Joaquin Phoenix, that's an actor, man. I think it's gonna be okay.
That one is supposed to be totally different from not in this universe. So I'm like, if that's a standalone by itself, I'm fine with that. Let me take it for the art that it is, because that's how I'm gonna judge it. Because I don't like how these people want to judge. Like Jared Leto was not a good Joker. He's not a Heath Ledger. I was like, well, Heath Ledger wasn't a Jack Nicholson. You got 3 different Jokers here.
You got all kinds of different Jokers out here, man. And they even got comic books that talk about that, different Jokers and stuff in comic books. So
like Jack Nicholson wouldn't have been a good his Joker would not make it in The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's Joker would not have made it in the original Batman. No. Because of the storyline. They could have probably wrote for it that way, but no, it was like
he wasn't going to be that, man. It wasn't even the same type of Batman. First off, the Batman was different. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you got to have a Joker that matches the setting, the time. It was a Tim Burton movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Tim Burton. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be kooky. It's going to be dark, but kind of crazy. Zany or whatever. It wasn't like
think about
Chris.
No. First of all, Batman 1 and Batman Returns. Okay. Yeah. That Michael Keaton Batman is more closely related to Ben Affleck than any other Batmans. I think, because think about it. Yeah. That Batman killed. This Batman killed. Yeah. Ben Affleck point blank shot somebody with a shotgun.
Man, Ben Affleck went in there in that warehouse scene and broke them Jokers off, man. I was like, this is craziest Batman scene I've ever seen in my life, bro. People try to give Ben Affleck all this flack. I said, no. If you go back and watch that scene, that Batman was dope. Like, I don't care what you say. He went in there.
Dude, when I saw that scene before the movie came out, I'm like, I'm all in for this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
But then I was like, when I watched the movie, I was like, all the actions in this one part and this one part. That's it.
Yeah.
You got all this talk. You got like an hour talking.
Yeah. It wasn't. It could have been better, man. I think, like I like Ben Affleck's Batman. I liked him in the. Did you see the Justice League? Like was it Justice League? No, it was Batman v Superman, but it was like the extended cut or some other. That one was good. I was like, why didn't they just release that. You know what I'm saying?
The Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition that's 3 hours long.
Yeah, that mode was good though. Like that mode was like Batman
it made
was like
sense because
it made more sense.
They made Superman seem like a villain when that building exploded, but then in the Ultimate Edition, it shows him saving everybody.
Yeah,
I was like, this needed to be in the movie. Like they cut out so much good spots. I was like that. Why did you cut that part out? There was other parts you could have cut out. Like you could have cut out a lot of Lex Luthor's parts.
Right.
So, even with that, like even Jesse Eisenberg's character of Lex Luthor, the way they're saying it, that's Lex Luthor Jr. That's not the actual original Lex. That's Junior. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. He's a little crazy. Yeah. His dad was crazy, and then he's like a little further down. I'm fine with that. Like people. I think we truthfully need to stop comparing so much to so much else. Yeah. It's kind of hard. Like I said, we're reviewing a movie and we're talking about this and we're bringing this up. Like, oh, this happened. We're talking about it because you and I, we love movies. We love sit down, watching these movies. And, we want to be surprised. We want that element of like enjoyment. We want to be like a little kid watching this movie.
Yeah, I like not knowing what's going to happen, man, because I already have this thing where I can kind of foresee what's going to happen. And I like when the surprises catch me. Like, I actually was surprised during Aquaman when I know you said spoilers, right? I know we probably already talked about it.
Spoilers,
yeah. And so when his mom showed up, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like in my head that she was alive, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like somewhere, but where she showed up in the movie, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's good. And the way the movie ended, it was almost like when they had their little fight on top of the ship, and then she showed up, and I was like, yeah, that's a mom. That's what a mom would probably say. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed
I was like, so it took Aquaman had all these people backing him up. You had Mira that was back. Is her name Mira, right? Is Mira?
Yeah, Mira, yeah. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Amber Heard. We're Amber Heard. First of all, Amber Heard looked dope as hell in the outfit.
She was not. She was Ariel, man. She was flipping Little Mermaid.
I was like, that's a Little Mermaid. You gave her the red hair is flowing. And like,
she got the green little bit.
The very beginning when they first met and she's not saying nothing, like she's fucking Arrow. She's not saying shit. She ain't got no voice. So I'm like, when Nicole Kidman popped up and I was like, oh, that is Nicole Kidman. They did the whole Marvel youngified her face and took them ages off. And I was like, wait a minute. If she was hiding down there with all those sea roaches, because that's basically what those things are. They're like sea roaches because they ran from light. I was like, I know roaches when I see roaches. And I was like, what was she surviving off of?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she was eating them. I don't know. But wherever she was, like they weren't where she was. First off, what was up with this? Like I saw dinosaurs, and I was like, is this like what was that show that used to come on where people like this family got stuck like back in the time and
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. That's what that was. Land of the Lost, right? And I was like, this is Land of the Lost right here. You know what I'm saying?
The sleeve stack. Yes.
So I was like,
I love that show. I love that show. That was one of my especially when it was coming on Saturday mornings. But that was my show.
That's exactly what that was. I said they got dinosaurs out here, man. I don't know what's going on, but it was cool.
This Aquaman is really doing something that we didn't think it could happen because everybody didn't like the fact that it goes, why is it Jason Momoa? He doesn't look like Aquaman. First of all, I see Aquaman who's been living out at sea in that whole Boston area, but living out goes, I don't see a blonde hair, blue-eyed person. I see somebody that looks like a dirty pirate. Yeah. And that's what he looked like, a dirty pirate.
Yeah.
Now, what confuses me is like he's supposed to be Caucasian in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
What was the race of his dad? Because like I'm getting like a Samoan Native American.
Yeah, his dad is his dad is like some like in the movie. His dad is like, someone because they was doing that thing like that. I forgot that little tribal call thing. So his dad is
hookah,
something like that. And so they were doing that. He was doing that like with the trident, like in the movie. So I'm like, okay, so he's clearly Samoan or something. His dad doesn't look like run of the mill white guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So his dad definitely looks like he has a different heritage going on. So I was like, well, I don't know how you ended up in Boston, but people travel. People end up all over the place. So it make I'll roll with it, and it made sense because Nicole Kidman being with her features, and then him with his features, I can see a Jason Momoa coming out of that because
took on. I think that's an attention to detail that they really went with.
Yeah,
because
them kids look like him too. Them kids look like Jason
Momoa. No. That little kid looked like Bruno Mars. That was Bruno Mars. Little kid.
You know what I'm saying? But it was pretty cool, man. I liked how I wish they would have showed maybe a tad bit more of him being like a kid, just a little bit, man, just kind of manipulating the fish. But that was pretty cool, that little aquarium scene, man. Like I was like, ooh.
I was like, oh, that shark's gonna come in. That shark's gonna come in. Like, oh yeah. I'm like, but it broke that glass. And I was like, that's all it did. I mean, I'm pretty sure it should have started cracking more. Now you got water pressure hitting it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought it was what they were doing. I thought it was DC is doing something right with Wonder Woman. DC is doing something right with Aquaman.
Yeah.
Now, if they can get this, I think Shazam is gonna just knock it out the park with what they're doing because it's not a movie that needs to take itself seriously. He's a kid that transforms into an adult, and he gets to still act like a kid. I was like, okay, you could. I'm like, you got a person that looks like Shazam.
Yeah.
You got a person that actually, from the trailers, I'm seeing like this could be a good movie. Like I'm waiting to see how he interacts with everybody else.
Right.
But we got to have this Flash movie, which is supposed to be the Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah, we'll see.
that
got pushed back some more, so I don't know.
Well, because my theory on this, the Flashpoint Paradox is going to reset something for Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck to go ahead and make their exit as the characters.
Okay.
Because they don't want to do it. They're tired of it because they're losing creative control. Because remember, when Ben Affleck first came in and signed on as Batman, I said that was the most accurate looking Batman ever. Especially only one that looked just like Batman from the comics. Double chin, everything, the building the suit. And he put on all that weight and then muscle for this. I'm like, he looks like Batman. The only person to portray Bruce Wayne and Batman accurately.
Really? Yeah. I said that, man. People like, nah, man, so-and-so's the best Batman. I said, nah, man. Ben Affleck's Batman, dog. He Bruce Wayne. He was Bruce Wayne before he got the role. Like, he just look at him. You know what I'm saying? He looked like Bruce Wayne. The way that he did that in, what was it, not Dawn. Yeah, no. Batman v Superman, when he met Diana, when they did that little switcheroo thing or whatever, I said, man, that's Bruce Wayne, man. That's Bruce Wayne, man. You know what I'm saying? So, it was cool. But, I mean, I don't know. I wish he would. I wish I know he had some personal problems or whatever going on.
When he first came in, he was under the impression that he was going to get to write and direct the Batman movie.
Batman, yeah.
And I was like, with Ben Affleck being good friends with somebody like comic book guru Kevin Smith, and having him in his back pocket, also having the comic book community in his back pocket for this, I was like, this may be probably the best Batman movie ever. Yeah. And I was like, this could trump The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started taking control away. Well, we don't know if we're going to let you direct. Well, we got writers for this. No, I was supposed to write. I was supposed to direct. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not doing anything with it. I was like, why would you not want the person that's playing Batman to direct this movie who has an Academy Award? You don't have to pay him a buttload of money you don't have to pay a buttload of money for a top actor and a top director. You just pay one person.
Right.
You save money. Yeah. And they could have had so many, like, first of all, when you have somebody like Ben Affleck doing that and saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it goes, he could probably sign on just about anybody to come work with him because one, not only because it's a superhero movie, not only because it's Ben Affleck, but because he's Academy Award-winning director, Ben Affleck.
Right.
And that right there holds so much more clout. Be like, I'm not just in a superhero movie that everybody's gonna watch. I'm under an Academy Award winning director that everybody's gonna pay attention to. That's more work. A lot of people I don't think they looked at it that way, and I wish they would go back and look at it that way. Let him have his run with this because he knows what he's doing. Everybody looks at what they did in Daredevil. If you watch the rated R version of Daredevil, it was amazing. When they cut it down to PG-13, it sucked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, give him his chance.
Yeah.
Give him his chance to show us what the Batman movie could be. Then we can also go with the Flashpoint Paradox and use Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne and go that route. And what's the chick's name from Walking Dead? Lauren something?
Yeah, I don't know.
The person that played Glenn's wife.
Right.
But she plays Martha Wayne in the reenacting death of his parents. So if they were to go Flashpoint Paradox and do a Batman movie with just Thomas Wayne as Batman and then her as the Joker in that alternate universe, boy, would that put some butts in some seats, because a lot of people would love to see that. Yeah.
That would be cool. I think that would be a dope thing, man. I don't know. I just want everything to work out, man, with the right actors and everything, man. I don't know if it is, but like I said, I'll take one win at a time for DC, man. I think this is a win for them. And the thing about it, people had this whole Marvel DC thing going. I'm like, bro, like, the better one is they push the next to be better. Then it's just good for everybody like us to just get good movies to watch and review. You know what I'm saying? So the better DC is, the better it's gonna be for Marvel, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? They can compete, they can make their own good products, and everybody just happy. Everybody they getting all our coins because we love to see these movies play out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I'm just excited for it. So I mean, I'm waiting for them to do something better with Black Manta, because you got a good actor to Black Manta. I was fully invested in somewhat of his storyline. I'm like, okay, he's motivated by the death of his dad.
Yeah,
crazy enough how it sounds with the DC, and you saw they're motivated by the death of their parents.
Yeah, that's what DC is, man. Nobody has parents in DC.
Until Arthur Curry has his parents, and he didn't believe he was Aquaman until his mama showed up and said,
"Right,
you are Aquaman." Okay, mama. Okay, mama. I got you, mama.
DC has a thing with mom. I'm just surprised her name wasn't Martha.
Mama made me a grilled cheese and tomato soup, and I'm going, yeah. She put some ice cream, yeah. I was like, what the heck are you doing? Like, you got this. You first of all, you had Aqua Booty Amber Heard, motivating you, giving you them Nala fuck me eyes, telling you are Aquaman, you are the king to do this, and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't believe you. But his mama showed up. Oh, everything is like, okay, whatever.
It is fine. Mama, man. Mama's a different vibe, mama. Man.
like you didn't believe anything your dad said, but when mama says, "Oh, we can't let mama down," I was like, man, that's a cool story. The only everybody, all these superheroes are motivated by something, and most of them have been Batman, motivated by the death of his parents. Superman, motivated by the death of his dad. Who is it? Now it's Aquaman, motivated by the supposed death of his mother, but now motivated by the life of his mother. I was like, what? Like, come on, man. These parents, like, come on. We had the parents, you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It was a good storyline. That means we're going to see her further on down the road. We're probably going to see somebody said in here, what is this? Mark Mean, he was talking about how part 2 could be Black Manta breaking out Ocean Master, which could be an actually dope story.
Yeah, could be, man. I mean, I think that if they give Black Manta his just deserves as far as lines and character, flesh him out a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, and let him. I feel like he was acting like a villain instead of just being a villain. You know what I'm saying? And like he was acting like, okay, this is what a villain should talk and sound like and be or whatever, instead of him just allowing him to just do his thing or whatever. So hopefully they give him more lines and more, just give him more chance to be Black Manta. You know what I'm saying? Because now them fight scenes were pretty clean. You know what I'm saying? The fight scenes, I was getting with it. I like the suit was dope. The suit played, man. I was like, oh, but he was spray painted black, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be raw. You know what I'm saying? But eventually it made sense for Aquaman to win that because Aquaman is Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? He has superhuman strength and stuff. So
now I got to do some more research because dude that was working on his suit.
Yeah, he in the comic too. That's the thing.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah, I forgot his name, but like they brought him up. I was like, weren't you just an Ant-Man dude? Like,
yeah, he wasn't Ant-Man. He getting them coins, man. He getting them from everywhere.
I'm like, you got all these people just jumping around different. You know what? I'm there for it. Jump around as many universes you want to. Get them checks. Get them checks. It don't matter how little your role is. Get a check. I'm waiting to see Terry Crews in another role besides what he did in Deadpool.
Yeah, that was
love to see. I would love to see, like, if they would have brought. I see him in the DC universe, but I don't. I think his attitude is more Marvel. So I would love to see them bring him back more, but they kind of wasted him off.
Yeah, I mean, that can bring him back in something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be in DC. You know what I'm saying? He does have a more Marvel-esque personality, but if they give him the right role, man, he could be in DC. He could do something in DC, man. You know?
Yeah. So
King Shark or something. You know, put him in King Shark or something like that.
King Shark would add. Ooh,
that would be all right. That be a Flash villain or something. You know what I'm saying?
That would actually work. I like it. I like the idea of just like.
But yeah, man. So I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed AQUAMAN. I know you said you had your issue. I think you gave it a 6 or whatever. But I give it an 8.5 because, like I said, I enjoyed. It was fun. Like, it was an enjoyable movie, and I gave it a 6 for. I started off at a 10 and I just took off points from here and there. I was like, I gave it my 6 because it was I love the storyline of what they were trying to do. Yeah. I liked Momoa's one-liners and him being basically Thor. Yeah. They made him Thor. Yeah. I love the fight scenes. I liked how the CGI was with the water. Yeah. And how, like, you know, he's underwater and his beard is just moving, his hair is moving. Yeah, I was like, that's dope. But, like, it's underwater, cool. Thank you. Yeah. None of them put on any lotion coming out the water. You notice that? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they needed it. I don't know how that stuff work, man.
Yeah, because I know they part fish.
When do they eat underwater? Because I don't care. Because she took a bite of that rose, and I was like, you don't know. So what do y'all eat? Like, do they eat the fish? Like, is that like weird? I don't understand. Is that weird for them?
She was like Ariel. It was like the scene where she's combing her hair with the fork. That's basically what it was. She didn't know. Like,
she was Ariel, man. She was Ariel with mind water. Hey, she had some dope powers too, though. I was like, hey.
She was Scarlet Witch. She was Scarlet Witch in this movie.
Water Scarlet Witch.
She was Aqua Witch. That's what she was. And I was like, man, she has some dope powers. Like, the funniest part when she pulled the sweat from his forehead and put it on the thing, like, we could just peed on it. Like, how simple. Like, how simple art. Like, you know what? I'm fine with this. Yeah, like, I want to hear him and Shazam go back and forth and just be big ass kids. That's what I want to hear.
That would be cool, man. Shazam is up next for DC, man. How you think? Before we get out of here, what you think the comparison, or what you think is gonna be better, Shazam or Captain Marvel?
Ooh, see, I'm anxious to see what Shazam can do because the DC is relying on its solo movies right now. Mm-hmm. Not its team up movie, its solo movie. Yeah. And they have all the cards. I mean, when you have somebody like DC that has every single storyline available at their disposal and they don't know how to use it properly, that's a problem. Captain Marvel, first of all, I'm glad to see what's his name? Digimon, whatever his name is. Dude that played in Blood Diamond. Is it Jimon? Something like that?
I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm sorry.
because he has the D and the J, and I'm like, which one of those is silent?
Okay.
But he played Karan. He played Karan in Guardians.
Oh yeah, he also is the dude in Shazam.
Was he?
Yeah, he's the wizard. Yeah. He's the wizard that gives Shazam the power. So he's in that, and he's in that one. He's in both.
Also, let's also bring in another one. He was in Constantine.
He was in Constantine. Dude, just everywhere. Like you said, man, get that check, man.
What was his name? Brother Midnight or something like that? But yeah, he was in Constantine, and I loved him in that movie. I was like, oh man, because that's all these comic book movies he's getting. Like, and also he played the voice of Black Panther in the animated version on BET that was out like 10 years ago.
Okay.
So He was
Do
getting
his
the
thing,
money.
man. I need to get somebody put me in something, man. I'm trying to put me on, man. Take something.
I like the fact that we'll get to see him back because I always said I wanted to see him in the Marvel universe, and now he's gets to come back and do that. We get to see the younger Nick Fury. We get to find out how he lost his eye.
Yeah, that's cool. We can see that.
Basically, we get to see a bunch of Easter eggs on how this, and then I want to see how that's going to play into the time travel for Avengers. So, it's so much that we got to go through, and it was like, I'm not too anxious to see Captain Marvel, but because we're so invested in
it. Yeah, it's like, so you got to. You can't not see it because it's such a like they made it to where you had to see it. Like if they would have never put their little Easter egg at the end of Infinity War with her symbol or whatever, it would have just came out. We'd be like, okay, I don't know. I probably would have saw it anyway just because of me. But your average person maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But when they put that in, I gotta see it now. I gotta see how it all ties together. But I'm more excited for Shazam than I am for Captain Marvel because I'm just curious. I've been curious about Shazam. Like I never really knew what was up with Shazam. I knew he was a kid or whatever. So I'm curious to see the movie play out and see how he does that. Like big with superpowers, basically. But I just want to see it. It seems fun to me. Captain Marvel looks like a Marvel movie, flying around powers. You don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's a typical story, versus Shazam, where it's like, I want to see this kid be a superhero, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm his kid because as a kid, I wanted to be a superhero. So it's like I want to see this, So
I'm anxious to see it. I still got to go watch. I'm supposed to go watch Into the Spider-Verse tomorrow.
Oh, you ain't seen that?
I know. I'm slacking. I'm slacking. I know,
dude. When I tell you, I know we talking about Aquaman. I know this is Aquaman Day, but bruh, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably one of the best movies I've seen this year. Like it's so good, and I don't know if it's just because it's animated and you can just get away with more, but
that's what people tell me.
It's such a good movie, dude.
People have been telling me the story is so amazing, and that's why that's like you'll watch it. Yeah. Let's say you'll get into it because now, like with all the plans, spoilers, like this is stuff that we have planned for that we're doing next year. Projects. Like I've been looking at more into cinematography and like different angles and everything, and that's what I've been looking at. So to have something that's animated, like you have to have a dope storyline. Mm-hmm. In order to keep somebody entertained. That's why DC's animated universe does really well. Mm-hmm. But like it's like this right here, I was like, I'm gonna go see it. I still gotta see that. I'm actually gonna go out after we're done with this. I'm going to go buy Ready Player One and go watch it tonight. Because I never saw it and I've been meaning to see it. And I keep passing up and passing over and passing over.
Dude, when I say like, okay, so I had made a list or whatever of my top most enjoyable films. I ain't say the best films, but most enjoyable. Like while I watched, I just had a good time. Ready Player One is number one on my list, man. It was the most enjoyable film. Like I sat there and just like, this is fun. All the way just fun. You know what I'm saying? The whole movie was just fun. So you're gonna love it, bro. And it's a lot of Easter eggs. It's a million Easter. It's like the whole movie is just a big Easter egg. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And that's what makes it dope. And it's video game-esque. So it's the best movie. It was the most fun movie. It probably wasn't the most emotionally drawing movie, but it was the most fun movie, I felt like. And Into the Spider-Verse is right there. It's right there, man. It's like that close to it. You're gonna love it, man. Miles Morales is dope. All of the how everybody's stories and they make it so simple for you to understand, even if you're not like that deep into it. So that's what makes it cool, man. It's good. I think you're gonna really like it.
Yeah, I've been slacking on that one. That's my thing. So before we get up out of here, we got Christmas coming up.
All right.
How do you buy gifts? Do you buy gifts because it's Christmas time, or you buy gifts because you want to buy gifts for certain? Is it just certain people or everybody? Because I've seen people today like. I was just out for a little bit today, and I was just at a Ross, and they were like, "Can you come here?" I was like, "I'm trying to find something for my nephew for his. You're about his size." I'm like, "Do you? Yeah, I mean, if you're shopping at Ross for him, you really don't want to buy him anything."
Don't do Ralph like that, man. Ralph may have deals, man. You don't know. They may have something good enough.
But I'm like, what goes? But why
could
are
be
you
a sponsor one day, man? They could sponsor us.
But I'm like, it's the weekend. It's a few days before Christmas. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, me myself, I love buying gifts for people randomly. Yeah. I like sending people stuff randomly. Like,
yeah, I mean, you send me some things. Yeah.
Yeah, see, randomly stuff because it has, to me, it has a little more emotion behind it. It has a little more meaning behind it. So, are you buying gifts because you're an adult? You don't have to buy gifts. You ain't got no kids. Yeah. But you and me, we got a bunch of friends that are like brothers to us that have kids. So, we're kind of like uncles to anybody.
Right. I mean, so I feel like I bought I guess I've gotten so used to Christmas buying things for my family, at least my fam, you know what I'm saying? My mom and my, sister, she wants something. I just ask what she wants, because we older now, so it's different. But so, yeah, I mean, I kind of do things just before Christmas, but I do birthdays and other stuff too. If I get, if I come into some extra money from somewhere or something, I try to, who I can bless or whatever like that. But, I guess I kind of do it for the holidays, but I mean, I like to give gifts, you know what I'm saying? So it's more so, this is something that you may want that you don't have to spend your money on because I'm going to get it for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, that's kind of what it boils down to. Or if I think of something that's sentimental for somebody, you know what I'm saying? If I had a special person in your life or whatever, you say, okay, they may like this. And let me, pick this up while I'm out, So Christmas is just a good time to focus, your gift giving. I put it that way. I can easily focus my gift giving at this moment in time versus it being as sporadic throughout the year. So I look at it that way. It's just how you look at it.
Okay. So before we leave, you got anything meaningful to say? Something positive?
Man. Well, just to anybody, viewing this, man, I know we got on here to discuss movies and AQUAMAN and all that good stuff, man, but I know it's the holidays. So just take this time, man, to rest, be around people that that you love, and make sure you tell the people that that you're around, that you love them, because hey, you just never know. Time and life it can get that way, and I know the seasons kind of bring about change, and it kind of makes people a little sad if you don't have certain things, but try to find something somewhere to be positive of, to keep the spirits up in this holiday season, man. So again, this is AlphaPSIzed. Know that you are blessed. Know that you are loved, man. Peace.
Last thing I want to say is piggybacking off of what he says, we're out in this time of giving and, receiving, and, people take this time of year very hard, no matter what your belief system is, this is a time to be around those you love, because that's what it's mainly for. And while you're out here shopping around, while you're out here traveling, be courteous to everybody, be respectful. You don't have to be upset because you're spending money, be upset because you have to be out here. You chose to be out there. Just be respectful to people, be nice. And the main focus on that is as you're trying to be respectful to people, because, you don't know what people going through in their days and everything. Just remember, take a damn shower, because there's a lot of funky people I deal with when I'm out randomly just shopping or just talking with people, and bodily odors just spew out of your pores.
So this is where we're going with this.
And it's just like, it can halt you at any time where you're just like, man, what the fuck is that smell? Hey, that happens. So just, take a bag with you. Like whenever I go out and I'm gonna film something, or I got my camera stuff with me, I have my bag with me, and I put deodorant in there, I put mouthwash in there, I put the little placards in there. You never know. It's the dude wipes help. Baby wipes help. They're not just for babies anymore. Personal cleansing cloths, wet wipes. Hey, sometimes you just got to get a wet wipe and get your face, the under the neck, back of the neck, especially if you got a beard too. You got to get under that neck, behind the ears. If you wear headphones, you got to get behind the ears sometimes. And, sometimes that deodorant doesn't last all day. You got to get under the arm and wipe that off, and then get some new, apply it, and be mindful of your odor to everyone else. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back at another time. We'll try to work something else out. So no matter what you do in this world, no matter what you do in life, be great at it.
Peace.